Welcome to the Good Karma Sport Fishing Podcast. I'm your host, Captain Ryan Van Fleet. Hey guys, I try not to be spammy, but I do wish to cover some tools that I've been working on that will help increase your confidence and, in conjunction, your catch rate. GoodKarmaFishingTackle.com is up and running, and I continue to add the gear that I use. Now, guys, I don't use cheap gear. I see these guys with 3-engine boats, and they all have cheap gear. I just don't get it. Guys, the gear is super helpful to catch the fish. The gear is more important than your boat size. Now, if you guys follow what I use, it's going to help you out a lot. Now, I've tried all sorts of stuff, more than I can actually recall, and now only the best. And I'm consistently upgrading and making changes. Now, you can access the GoodKarmaFishingTackle.com site through my main site, which is www.goodkarmasportfishing.com. Now, if you scroll down a bit, you're going to see a Buddha logo with the website link, and then that's where I'm housing the courses at, is there. So basically, you go to my site, you scroll down a bit, and you find the Buddha logo, you click on it, it's going to take you to goodkarmafishingtackle.com. Now, so far, I have the chum ball course on the site, which has a special recipe and other tips in there. Now, this mix has helped me catch a lot of large flag yellowtails, and it's actually helped me out over the past week, especially with the big groupers I've been catching. So if you follow me on Instagram, you can check them out. And we've been catching some big muttons as well. Now, the chum ball mix will increase your catch rate in general. I don't skimp on my mix, hence why I'm so consistent with my catch. Now, I'm going to be adding some more courses here very soon, and I'm going to announce these courses in the Facebook group, the Good Karma Sport Fishing Podcast. So definitely check that out too, and request to join if you are not already in. Now, within that group, I'm going to be sharing what the current's doing. Okay, I'm out there every day now through the end of, I don't know, it all mixes in. So I'm out there almost every day this summer. Weather pending, of course, and cancellations and all that other good stuff. So I'm going to be sharing in the group what's happening with the current. And I tell you what, the current's been weird this week, and I'm going to talk a little bit about that here pretty soon. So definitely get involved with the Facebook group. It's a great spot. Good, and it's the fishing reports are really good in there. So also in the group, if you have requests, feel free to ask. I'll also review and see what I can put together as well. But I talk about my stuff in the podcast. You see it on Instagram, but I'm going to be putting a little bit more detail in my reports for you guys, which includes the current. Which everybody asks, what's the current doing? It's all good. So let's talk about the current. So basically in the morning, I've been starting out, it's high tide, and the current's been running to the south in the mornings. And then slowly over the course of the morning, it's starting to move counterclockwise back to the north, and it's like, it just drives me nuts when I just don't. It's like one of those things where I just get annoyed. I get annoyed with it. I keep it those are inner feelings that I hide, and sometimes they tend to they come out, but that current just annoys me. So in order to combat that, I have to strategically fish based on, winds that I have to prepare myself every day for when the fish are going to bite in that slick and what time. And it's been very consistent as far as the timing goes. And that's something you guys can figure out if you're fishing every day, of what time that bite's going to be and what angle those fish are going to bite at when that current shifts. And that's where that good logbook comes in, because almost last year, the exact same thing happened. So I was prepared this year, and when I seen it, I was like, okay, it's the same thing. We got to wait till it gets to this angle, and then the fish are going to bite, and this is what happened. And the bite windows are short. So how I combat that is, it's funny, but when people get on my boat in the morning, they say, "Oh my God, look at all these rods!" And sometimes I'll have one client, and I'll still have 15 rods. Okay, now I'll have 15 setups. Each of those is going to be designed based on leader length. Okay, so I'm ready for the shift in the current. Now I've got super long leaders set up for ripping tides. And when I say super long leaders, sometimes I don't like to make leaders longer than 50 foot, but when I got a tide that's ripping, I have to have that stupid 75 to 100 foot leader that, I mean, that's just where the fish are at. They're not coming in close. They're way the hell back there. So, and sometimes even more, I've got to go longer with that. So I'm ready. So I got 2 setups for that. In the event that happens. And then I've got down the medium setups. I've got down to like 50 foot leaders. And then I go down to like 15 to 20 foot, and then I go down to 10 foot, because as the tide starts to die off, I'm changing my reels out, or changing my setups out. So I'm ready for that. Okay, so I'm prepped. And then boom, okay, the tide shifts to it's starting to clock around, it's slowing down, and I shift the leaders. And that the fish have been coming in a little closer when that happens, because you're not putting out as much chum, and they're getting comfortable and they're starting to move in, and that's when the yellowtails are gonna bite, and a little bit more when that tide slows up a little bit. So, and then I'm dropping chum balls. Okay, because those fish are deeper, and you gotta have chum balls at this point if you're really looking to do your thing out there, because the fish are staging deeper. They're down towards the bottom. It's hard sometimes to get them to come up to the surface. So that's another thing. Be prepared with the chum balls. It's very important this time of year. And I think I mentioned this before, guys, but black groupers, they really get weight shy. And you're using the chum balls, you're dropping it down to the bottom, and you just keep free lining the bait along the bottom. The bait hovers across the bottom, you're sending it out into the chum slick, get it way back there, and you're going to catch. You're going to catch. That's the bottom line. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I'm extremely exhausted. I got to get ready for tomorrow. I've got a 10-hour day. It's going to be a long day, but extremely excited to go fishing with a new client. Make sure you guys check out my Instagram page. It's Good Karma Sport Fishing _FL_Keys. I'm trying to keep up with the posts on there, but I've been really busy, so some of my posts are backlogged, and I'm kind of behind there. But anyhow, I'll be posting up some videos and stuff. Join the Facebook group. It's the Good Karma Sport Fishing Podcast, and I'll be talking about what's happening with the current more than likely each day, so you guys will get an understanding so I can help you guys be prepared. Now, as you guys all know, I could give you guys all the information until I'm blue in the face, but you guys all know when you get out there, things will probably change. So, check out my website, goodkarmasportfishing.com. Download my ebook. That's it. Go fishing this weekend. It's going to be gorgeous, and the fish are going to bite. And remember, anytime you're fishing, it's all good. Thanks for tuning in, guys.